What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another scooter video. Today we're going to be covering 5 scooter tricks that you need to learn in order to become a pro scooter rider. It is so gorgeous out here today that I've got to ride. So before we dive into the 5 tricks on my list, let's get the GoPro on and get some music rolling and get you guys a little edit. Let's get this video going now. Over the last 15 years of riding, I've learned a few tips and tricks that I thought I would just make a video and show you guys what you need to learn in order to become a pro rider. Now, it's not to say you can't become a pro rider without learning these tricks, but these tricks in this video are going to help you guys speed up your journey to becoming a pro rider. So without any more hesitation, the first trick that we're going to cover on today's list is going to be manuals. And not only just manuals, but balance tricks in general. It's super important that you're able to find your balance point either on your front wheel or your back wheel, because it's going to be able to help you link tricks together, which will help you better make lines, especially when it comes to doing competitions. And overall, it just helps you get a little bit more creative with your actual trick. Jumping into the next trick now, let's talk about your style. Now, this isn't specifically one trick we're covering right now, because I'm talking about style in general, which could be anything from your inverts to your turn down and anything in between. Really, this right here is going to cover just building out your own style. So lucky for you guys don't have to go out and send triple flips right now. You can just go outside, work on your own style and things that you don't see other people doing. If you've seen other people do it, that just means you're copying someone else's style. So try your best to just ride your scooter as much as possible, and that'll build up your own style naturally. Now, a few tricks that I just personally love to do that help define my own riding style. Turn downs and inverts are some of my go-to tricks that I just love to crank out. No one does those tricks the same way, which is why I personally really enjoy doing them. A couple other tricks you guys can try are like tuck knees, tuck no-handers, and grabs. Any kind of grab is really a special way to define your own style. And then once you've learned the trick, master the trick by adding your own little quirk into it. That way you make it your own, and it's almost like you've invented a new trick. Next up on the list, we're going to cover some rotation tricks. Now, if you're wanting to become a pro rider, you're probably going to have to push yourself past the 180s and the 360s and enter the 540s and 720 range. These rotation tricks are going to be able to help you build off of other tricks, so you can link them together and do things like flairs, 540 flairs, corked 900s, or just crazy things that, you know, a lot of pro riders do. It's really those flashy tricks in those competitions that get people's attentions, or even in video parks. So when you're outside riding, work on your 360s, add some combos like bar spins and tail whips in your 360s, and then once you got those locked and dialed in, start maybe trying to crank in an extra 180, so make it a 540 bar spin. If you already got flairs on lock, maybe bust out the 540 flare, you know? It'd be pretty cool. But rotation tricks are one of those things that you definitely want to work on. It's going to make you a better rider all around if you can rotate on your scooter comfortably. Moving right along into the next tricks on our list, let's talk about some grinds. Grinds are just like manuals because you can utilize them in lines to be able to link tricks together and keep the line flowing, especially when you're in a competition. If you're like trying to conserve your energy and keep your breath and really just work on getting to the next trick, a great thing to work on is grinds. Also, you can get really stylish with your grinds, which will really help define you as a rider. So as far as becoming a pro rider, locking into some grinds and be able to hold them out is really gonna help you in the long run. I would first recommend working on grinds like feebles, smiths, and lip slides, and then you can eventually start working tricks into those grinds and really start mastering them. All right, up next on the list, I'm sure you guys can already guess this one, but we've gotta talk about backflips and flairs. Now, I'm not saying you can't become a sponsored pro rider without learning flips, but let's be honest, backflips and flairs are gonna be those tricks in runs and just in videos that are like really catchy. If a rider doesn't have them, it's really a disadvantage to the rider because it'll keep you from being able to do a whole plethora of tricks, combos, and just all kinds of stuff that you can do while you're upside down in the air. So I would really consider finding yourself a foam pit and a resi to start knocking out some flips and get yourself comfortable with being upside down. Now, I'm gonna be completely honest with you guys. You don't actually have to learn flips and flairs if you don't want to. There are lots of riders out there that just prefer to not go upside down just because they don't want to, or it's a little scary for them. But it is one of those things that are just the eye-catching tricks, or the trick, like if you're at a skate park with a whole bunch of like new, younger scooter riders, what's the first thing they're gonna ask you to do? Can you do a backflip? It's like literally the go-to thing. Or like, can you do a flair? And it's like, you just do them all day pretty much for them. It's kind of silly because there's so much more to riding than just going upside down. But it is still one of those things that I wanted to point out in today's video. If you guys are a little afraid to do flips, just try them, get yourself out there and send them. And if they're not your thing, no biggie, at least you learned them. Worst case scenario. But again, you don't have to learn flairs and flips to be a pro rider, but it is one of those things that helps excel your speed to become a pro rider. So hopefully that kind of makes sense. Anyways, I've got a bonus one for you guys, so stick around. This one is regarding tail whips. I would really focus on mastering your tail whips, and by that I mean catching your whips as they come around. This will help so much when it comes to doing things like buttercups and flare whips or anything that involves your deck leaving your feet. Going to the root trick, which is just the tail whip, and mastering that trick fully is going to excel you into pro-gy. Is that even a word? Anyways, it's gonna excel you so much faster if you've mastered the basics. So get out there, try some tail whips, and really focus on catching that deck, and then start sending it in some harder tricks. After filming today's video, I quickly realized that this isn't just 5 tricks that we're working on today, but more so 5 different categories of things that you guys should be working on in order to work yourself up to becoming a pro rider. I really hope this video was able to help those of you guys who are wanting to become pro riders. I know we didn't really get a deep dive into what classifies you as a pro rider. Maybe I'll have to make another video talking specifically about that stuff. If you guys are interested in that, comment down below and let me know. Also, if you guys are pro riders and you happen to be watching this, comment down below some tips and tricks that these guys watching the video can work on so they can one day become a pro rider. But I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you guys are not yet subscribed to my channel, smash that subscribe button. Also, while you're down there, give this video a big old thumbs up, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. And for those of you guys who are still watching, here's a 540 flare to send you on your way. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Later.